Okay, so Zoom lady has spoken to us, which means we're good to go.
Yes.
Just so you can understand a little bit, I'll be translating every answer you give after you give it, so our Brazilian fans can understand what you're saying. So it's going to be a little bit of silence, but I promise we'll pick up really fast. Sounds good?
No worries, no worries.
Cool beans. Então, pessoal, meu nome é Julia Bueno, estou aqui mais uma vez em nome do Lokaos Rock Show e do Manifesto Bar, dessa vez para entrevistar o Michel Paget, que é do Bullet for My Valentine. Estou cheia de perguntas legais, super animada. Vamos começar já. So first of all, I just wanted to say that I'm super excited. I'm a great fan. I've been listening to you guys for a very long time. And yeah, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. Thank you. Back.
So I'm going to go right off to it because I know you have a short time. I'm going to start with the story, actually. First time, I'm not sure if it was the first time, but once you were in Brazil and you went into a rock bar and you ended up playing Creeping Death from Metallica with a cover band in that bar. That bar was actually Manifesto Bar, and we are here in behalf of them. So I'd like to ask if you remember that story, and if you do remember that story, can you tell us a little bit more about what happened that day?
I do remember that story. We got to the hotel, and I remember Jason James was still in the band then, and we were the Terrible Twins. So obviously we had to go out that night straight away. So we went to this local bar. And the rest was history, really. We just got smashed drunk, spoke to everybody. They were super nice. The band were like, because I think we were playing Creeping Death at the time anyway in our set. So I knew the song, and they were like, "Do you want to come up and join us?" So I said, "Yeah," being drunk, and they played it like twice as fast. So it was a real struggle keeping up, but it was fun, you know. It's all about fun, you know, and we had a good night. It was great. I don't remember leaving, but yeah.
There's a video on YouTube.
Yeah, I seen it.
Cool, great, thank you. Então, pessoal, eu comecei a nossa entrevista com uma pergunta. Perguntei para ele se ele lembrava que alguns anos atrás ele veio para o Brasil e ele foi para o Manifesto para curtir mesmo, não para tocar. E ele acabou no palco com uma banda cover que estava tocando naquele dia, cantando Creeping Death do Metallica. E se ele lembrava disso? Ele falou que lembrava, que na época o Jason James ainda estava na banda, eles eram os Terrible Twins, então acabou o que eles tinham para fazer quando eles chegaram aqui. Eles simplesmente cataram as coisas dele e falaram, precisa beber agora. E eles foram para esse bar, encheram a cara, falaram com todo mundo, fizeram amizade com o pessoal da banda e acabaram subindo do palco para tocar. Eles já estavam tocando Creeping Death naquela época. E ele disse que, assim, ele não lembra muito bem, que ele já assistiu o vídeo, mas que foi uma coisa super divertida, que ele foi super bem recebido e que os caras tocaram a música 2 vezes mais rápido. Então foi um certo desafio ele conseguir cantar, mas que foi super legal. Well, that brings me to my second question. As you know, we're Brazilian over here, and you actually came to Brazil the last time in 2019 on the Gravity Tour. And that was one of the last tours and concerts we had pre-pandemic over here. What's your best memory from that tour and from Brazil?
Best memory from that tour? I'm going back in time. No, I think it was Brazil. Like the fans, they sort of they're crazy down there, and you know, the minibus pulls up to the venue, and there's some fences and some security and stuff, but they go crazy, you know, and they just scream and cheer, and you know, when you come back out as well, they're out there again, and they just screaming and cheering. You really make us feel like the Beatles, you know. It's incredible, and you know, it's super heartwarming, and it's just always a pleasure. It's just amazing, you know. I'm from a really small town in South Wales. Didn't have much growing up and stuff, And then when things like that happen, it just blows my mind. You know, it's incredible, and you know, we can't thank the fans enough. To have fans in Brazil, in South America, when I'm from Bridgend in South Wales, it's mind blowing. You know, so I mean, whenever we go down there, it's always great, and you know, we can't wait to play down there, and the fans are awesome, super nice. I think that's always the best memory is how the fans perceive us, and the support they give us down there. You know, it's incredible. But the food really blows my mind as well in like Brazil and South America. The food is awesome, and you know, we can't wait to go to like steakhouses and stuff. It's just one of the highlights for me. You know, I'm always chomping on some steak or the salad bar or whatever. It's lovely, and the good wine.
And a good wine. We have definitely some good wine over here.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite place in Brazil? You don't have to go that back deep in memories, but any place in special that you liked a lot?
What's the two main places? Sao Paulo and Sao Paulo. What's the other place? Rio was really good. Only been there once, and that's really beautiful. You know, with the beach and the mountains with the what's his name, the Christ and stuff.
Christ, yep.
Yeah, beautiful beaches, and it's lovely to go there. But is it Sao Paulo, Rio, and there's another place? I can't remember the other place.
Okay.
They're all great. They're all great. It's great, you know.
Awesome, cool. Então, galera, perguntei para ele se ele lembrava que em 2019 ele fez um show aqui, eles fizeram, inclusive, e que foi um show, enfim, como foi lá em 2019, foi mais no final do ano, foi quase uma das últimas turnês que a gente teve aqui nessa coisa pré-pandemia, porque 2020 entrou naquela loucura já de março. Ele disse que, para ele, a coisa mais legal desse show e que ele mais lembra é realmente a emoção dos fãs, porque ele é de uma cidadezinha muito pequena, em South Wales, e que lá é uma coisa muito... é uma microcidade, e aí pensar que a música deles e que o som deles chega até a gente, chega na África do Sul, desculpa, na América do Sul, e que aqui a gente tem uma forma, acho que todo artista que eu entrevisto fala muito sobre isso, sobre essa forma que a gente tem de apreciar a música, e sobre como a gente tem essa emoção com as bandas que vêm, quando eles estão chegando a gente já tá gritando, já tá na porta, já tá na cara do ônibus, quando eles estão saindo a gente ainda tá lá, e que para eles é muito importante, muito interessante essa coisa de ver como as outras bandas e como as pessoas aqui recebem muito bem eles. Eu perguntei se tinha algum lugar para ele favorito aqui. Ele disse que gostou muito do Rio de Janeiro, gostou muito de São Paulo, que o Rio é muito bonito, que São Paulo é muito foda também, mas que ele principalmente gosta de comer quando ele vem para cá. Ele está sempre ansioso para vir numa churrascaria, para comer alguma coisa gostosa. A gente é realmente muito bom de comida. E que ele gosta muito de beber um bom vinho por aqui. Já vimos que de comidas e bebidas ele está garantido no Brasil, né? Well, let's get back to our questions. Actually, I'm going to skip a question that is a little bit down the road, but I like asking it a lot. And it's more related to the people that inspire you as a musician. So can you tell us one person that inspires you as a musician? And if you could be a little fly in somebody's studio and watch what they do and how they do it and participate on their creative process, who would you choose?
Oh,
that's a hard one.
I mean, I think, you know, I love Dimebag. You know, unfortunately he's not with us anymore, but everything he'd done, you know, he's such an inspiring player. Just his feel and his just the way he interprets blues and metal and mixes them both. I love the way he approaches symmetrical playing and stuff. It's a really simple approach to things, but then he makes it incredible. But I think that's the way you should look at guitar, right? You shouldn't make it complicated, and don't, like, a lot of people that teach guitar, it's like so boring, you know, going over these Mixolydian scale, and it's just like, you know, it's so boring. Just do something that sounds good to your ear, you know. It must have, you know, everything's got to have some sort of theory behind it, you know. But as long as you start somewhere, in tune and finish somewhere in tune. Everything else in between doesn't matter. But Fly on a Wall. I don't know, man. I guess the Metallica Black album, that would have been incredible to be a fly on that wall. You know, with Bob Rock producing and stuff, and you know, the sound that they got from the album, that would have been super interesting. And what has it been, like 30, 40 years they re-releasing it now? So yeah, I mean, that's the album. That would have been cool.
That's a great choice of an album, actually.
Yeah.
Então, eu perguntei para ele, na verdade adiantei uma pergunta lá da frente, que é uma das que eu mais gosto de fazer, que é sobre inspirações. Quem inspira ele? Se ele pudesse ser uma mosquinha na parede de um artista, quem ele escolheria e meio que por quê, né? Então ele me disse que uma pessoa que inspira ele bastante é o Dimebag. Infelizmente ele não está mais com a gente, mas ele gosta muito dessa mistura que ele faz de blues e de metal, de como ele toca de forma simétrica. Ele acha que tem muito feeling, e que às vezes quando as pessoas ensinam guitarra e ensinam a tocar, elas ficam muito presas em escalas e em coisas um pouco mais boring, segundo ele, um pouco mais chatas, e que às vezes tem uma forma mais simples e simétrica de fazer isso, que contanto que você comece dentro do tom certo e termine no tom certo, tudo que acontece no meio é feeling, e é algo que você pode criar em cima. Então o Dimebag é uma pessoa que inspira muito ele, e se ele pudesse ser uma mosquinha na parede de alguém, ele falou que seria do Metallica, quando eles estavam gravando o álbum Black, e que naquela época com o Bob Rock devia ser uma experiência muito louca, que aquele som inteiro do álbum foi muito diferente, muito bacana. Então, se ele pudesse ser uma mosquinha na parede de um artista, seria do Metallica nesse momento. Well, that brings us actually to talking a little bit about your most recent project. Actually, let me take a step back and talk a little bit about Gravity. Gravity was a great album, but it was a little bit more experimental one. In many interviews, you guys mentioned that the album was written in an attempt to conquer more fans, play in big festivals. However, we have seen this change a little bit in the last two singles, Knives and Parasites. They have been heavier. So is Bullet for My Valentine going back to its origins? Was this on purpose? How did it happen?
It just felt natural. I think, you know, this album wouldn't have happened without Gravity. But yeah, you know, from the very first demo, we all kind of knew that it was going to go heavy, but it just kept getting heavier and heavier, and more angry and more ferocious, and nobody complained. So it just felt right. It felt natural. I was happy. So we just went for it, and you know, I'm really pleased with this one. It's definitely a sort of demonstration of what the band is capable of, and you know, it's been a long time coming, but you know, I don't think we could have written this album 10 years ago, you know, so now's the time.
I like that.
Excuse me.
Okay. Então, eu perguntei para ele um pouquinho sobre o novo álbum. Gravity foi um álbum super bacana, mas foi um álbum um pouco mais experimental. A tentativa deles era de alcançar mais fãs, de tocar em grandes festivais. E aí rolou toda a questão da pandemia, e eles fizeram esse álbum, que eles já lançaram 2 singles, né? E que é Knives e Parasite, e que são singles um pouco mais pesados. Daí eu perguntei, e aí, o que rolou? Ele falou, perguntei se eles estavam voltando para as origens deles. Ele disse que, na verdade, desde o começo, eles sentiram que era Eles sentiam que ia ser um álbum mais pesado, eles começaram a fazer, mas foi ficando cada vez mais pesado, e a galera foi curtindo um pouco o que eles estavam mostrando. Foi um processo natural. Ele disse que foi um processo de evolução, na verdade, que eles não seriam capazes de fazer esse álbum 10 anos atrás, mas que hoje, com tudo que rolou, com a banda como ela tá, depois do Gravity, foi uma coisa natural dar uma escalada e trazer essa força de volta de forma bem interessante. Então, felt right, né? Parecia certo. Foi como ele terminou. Well, actually, I want to ask you a little bit about the pandemic. I know we're all so sick and tired of it, but we need to talk about it because it has been what has been happening in our lives for almost 2 years, right? How was it to produce and to do the entire creative and recording thing for this album during the pandemic? I can imagine that it was not easy, But I can also imagine that not having other distractions, not being able to play outside, not being able to do shows and that sort of stuff, focused you guys a little bit more on actually creating and recording and doing everything. So how was that?
It was a bit difficult at first. I mean, you know, nobody's ever been through this before, but yeah, we were like, oh, so how are we gonna make this record now? But fortunately, we found a way. You know, the lockdowns eased up, so we were able to get in and out of each other's countries, across borders and stuff. I've got a setup in my garage, you know, so there's a studio there. So Matt came down here. Matt went up to Carl's studio in England when he couldn't come here, so he was able to continue working up there. The other two guys have got setups at their homes and stuff. And like you said, it definitely gave us more time to focus on writing a better record, for sure. That definitely happened. Especially coming down to like leads, you know, solos and guitar things, you know, I really got stuck into it, you know, this time, because I had so much time to do it. So I think that the pandemic benefited this record, and out of something massively negative came something massively positive. So yeah, we found a way around it, and you know, we were going to take 2020 off to write and record anyway. So it hasn't really affected us. If anything, it's benefited us, which is great.
Yeah, actually it is. Ok, então eu perguntei um pouco para ele como foi esse processo de produzir um álbum na pandemia, e ele disse que, na verdade, eles já estavam planejando em tirar esse ano de 2020 para escrever e para criar, então, para eles, acabou não mudando muita coisa no sentido de não estar com outras distrações e etc., mas que eles conseguiram tirar uma coisa extremamente positiva de uma situação extremamente negativa, que foi um álbum que foi construído e feito lá. Eles foram se organizando, ia para um lado, ia para o outro, quando não podia gravar num lugar, iam para o outro, eles tinham pequenos estúdios que eles conseguiam ir fazendo, mas que foi super interessante no sentido deles conseguirem realmente produzir algo legal, e eles sentiram que desse momento difícil saiu uma coisa super bacana. Okay, I'm moving for my last question, and I just wanted to say again, it's a great honor to be here, to get to know you in person, even through a screen. It has been a wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
No worries.
And
no worries, thank you.
My last question is about the London's Download Festival pilot. It was one of the first shows and first gigs we had post-pandemic, per se. And you already played Knives at that festival. How was the experience to get back on the stage after so much time? And how did it feel to share the audience and the audience response to Knives? Was it good? Are you excited? And follow-up question, since I just have one more. Are you planning on coming to Brazil anytime soon?
First of all, it was amazing. It was quite emotional, actually. I was terrified, you know, all of the emotions, you know, I was terrified. We hadn't played for 15, 16 months live. It was a festival with loads of people, and we hadn't seen more, well, I hadn't seen more than 5 people, I guess, in a year, you know, all together and stuff. So that was quite strange, seeing all these familiar faces again. But again, it was really, really nice, you know, and quite emotional. Came to stage time. And from the very first note, everything felt perfect, and everything felt normal again. We were on fire. You know, we couldn't have played a better show. It was an honor to be part of it, you know, and you know, playing a new song as well, which was great, because we weren't just playing old songs which we've been playing for 10, 15 years. You know, it was playing something new as well, so it's fresh for us. It was just it was a winner. It was an all-round winner, and I think it was about 2 or 3 songs before the end. I had a massive depressive moment where it's like, shit, it's nearly over, and I go home and be nobody again. So for 2 weeks after the concert, it was I was very depressed. It was horrible. just being up there 1 second, top of the world, you know, and then back down to nothing. It was like a massive, like a massive, what do they call them? Drug come down, you know. It's horrible, but we get to do it again next month in Austria. So there's something to look forward to, and hopefully we play 2 new songs there. We are planning on coming to Brazil, of course, but we don't quite know the logistics of that yet at the moment with all this going on and stuff. But hopefully next year, depending on what's going on. But I don't think there's anything booked in yet. I'm not sure, but we will definitely be down when we.
Well, I can get my hopes up.
Yeah, we'll be down. We definitely be down when we can.
Ok. Bom, na minha última pergunta para ele, eu perguntei um pouquinho mais sobre a experiência que eles tiveram tocando no Download Festival Pilot em Londres, 2 meses atrás. Então, dos primeiros shows já nessa volta, né, nessa retomada da pandemia, como foi a experiência de voltar para o palco? E eles tocaram Knives ao vivo, uma música nova para essa audiência. Como que foi? Como que o pessoal respondeu a isso? Ele disse que foi uma experiência muito emocionante, foi uma coisa assim muito, muito bacana. Fazia 15, 16 meses que eles não conseguiam subir num palco e tocar ao vivo, que eles estavam super nervosos, parecia meio essa vibe de primeiro show, mas que no minuto que eles subiram no palco, começaram a tocar, tudo parecia certo, tudo parecia perfeito, foi super emocionante. Ele disse que, inclusive, quando ele voltou para a cidade dele, ele acabou o show e tal, ele ficou até meio deprimido umas 2 semanas, porque, sabe, você tá lá no topo do mundo e, de repente, você tá de volta sendo ninguém na sua vida, fazendo coisas normais. Que daqui a final do mês, acho, eles vão tocar na Áustria, e vai ser super bacana também essa experiência, eles estão bem animados, talvez eles toquem 2 músicas. E aí eu fiz uma follow-up question rapidinha sobre o Brasil e ver se eles vão vir para cá. Eles disseram que sim, que está nos planos, que ainda não tem nada marcado por causa dessa questão de logística que a gente está vivendo, mas que dá para a gente ficar com as expectativas em alta, que com certeza vamos ver eles por aqui em breve. Well, now I'm a little depressed because we are ending our interview. So how to deal with that, I don't know. But I just want to say for the last time, it's been amazing. I'm a big fan, and the pandemic has brought many bad things, but has also brought in a couple of good things. And one of them is the possibility to get closer to the artists and the musicians and the people we admire. And that is what's happening right now. So I'm really honored to be here. It has been an amazing experience. And I hope when you come to Brazil, we get to meet in person and I get to watch you guys live once more.
Yeah, sure. Come to the show and, come and say hi. We'll put you on the guest list or whatever.
Definitely, will do. Estou encerrando por aqui. Meu nome é Júlia Bueno. Queria agradecer o Michael Paget por participar com a gente. Queria agradecer o Nando pela parceria e também ao Lokaos Rock Show e ao Manifesto Bar por essa oportunidade. Um beijo para todo mundo, pessoal. Obrigada.